Hello everyone, welcome to my channel, or welcome back to my channel. This is Diana and I'm the owner of From My Scrap Room on Etsy. I am working on some, I don't even know what today actually. I had an idea and then I changed my mind, and then I had something else and I changed my mind. But I was thinking that I would work on some backgrounds. I keep changing my mind about it because all of a sudden I get super cautious about self-conscious about if it's going to look all right, or all those things. So I'm just gonna go for it. Maybe you see something that you like, see something you don't like, and go, oh, I'm not going to do that, or I might try that. What I have here is master boards that were cut down to different sizes. I'll give you a quick glimpse of the master boards before I cut them. I ended up making all of these a couple months ago. I guess during the football playoffs, watching some football, sitting in front of the TV, had some paper bags. These are paper bags from Rayleigh's and Trader Joe's. I just sliced open one side, cut off the bottom, and used it as a big base, and then just worked with my collage drawer, or excuse me, my scraps drawer, and collaged. And I just collaged 3 long sheets of paper bag. I painted one with a white, just a thin white paint, whitewash over one of them, but then I cut them all today. So these are 8 by 6. What did I just do with my ruler? Sorry, I thought I had it right in front of me, but I must have moved it. I did move it. Now I don't know where it is. I'll find it. 8 by 6 large tags. I cut 3 by 4 journaling card size. And then I cut 6 1/4 by 3 1/8 tag size. So for these, I am going to use my punch. I have a punch that is a corner punch, and I thought I had that out too, but I don't know what I did. I shuffled around a little bit to make space to show you what I had, and I must have shuffled something away that I didn't mean to put away. So let me just show you what those will look like. So this is this size. So it's going to end up with a hole and a cut edge when I find my punch. But I didn't punch them yet because I'm not ready to get to this stage. So I have tag bases and journaling card bases. I cut some of the smaller pieces as I was cutting it down. These are 1-inch strips. These I will use when I make my word snippets, my tags. They're 1-inch tags with a stamp saying on them that are stitched. I add some color. So this will be a good base, a good starting point. So I did that with some of the scrappy edges. Some of the pieces that were jagged on the side, I just cleaned them up. So I have a stack of those. I did a couple covers. I cut them down. This is a 4 1/4 by 6 1/4 cover. So the size of the little travel journal that I just made and posted a couple days ago. And then this one is a 4 by 6. I cut this one first and realized it was the wrong size, so I'll just use it on the inside of a book. And then some that are for 8.5 by 11 sized signatures. So I cut all of these from 3 collaged paper bags, shopping size paper bags. And then I have a little stack here of random smaller sizes, which I can use for tags, or I can punch into shapes. I haven't decided yet, so I'm just going to leave these on the side. They'll probably just go into my scrap drawer when I'm ready. So one of the things that I like to do with my journal card bases is I like to put a whitewash paint over them. One bag I did full. The other ones I hadn't decided what I was going to do. I'm thinking I might use some other colors this time, so I didn't do them all. But using rub-ons, you can add detail to it and just use this as a tag or a journaling card in your book. They fit great in pockets. So this is one that I am filling up. I went to a retreat and some of us made pages to swap. This is the page I made to swap. And then just glued it inside the book. So let's see, let's find one with a tag. Here we go. This one has a tag pocket. So your journaling card can just fit in a pocket like such. And you can pull it out and journal on it. Or if you have little folders, file folders, you can open and you can stick it inside, clip it in as a journaling tag or as a removable. This person Donna made up, this is several pockets. It's a die cut, she said. Yeah, so different pockets, tucks, so they'll fit in there. So I like to create some that I have ready to go. I believe I've shown this before. Move this to the side. Let me grab my tags that I've made. So I have in my my room tour, I showed one of my drawers that I have, and I keep ready to go items in. So this tag here is about the size of this one, I believe. It's a little wider, but it was collaged, you can see. So I did a masterboard behind, that's a collage, and then I just added these elements afterwards. So these are stamped snippet pieces, a die cut, paper doll, and a word chip. So those are that size. This one is another one. This is so tags don't have to all be the same size. So this one's slightly smaller, but same idea. It's collaged in the back, just big masterboard. I like to use pages, different style and sizes of text, and some small patterned print paper, pattern paper, small patterns. Let's see, what else do I have here? Like map pages. So it gives you a good base, and then you can add on top. So that's a different one. This is another one. This is a collaged background, masterboard that was cut down. This one was the same masterboard, I believe. Yes, because, well, I don't know, possibly. I just used pink for this one instead of brown. It's another collaged background. This was a cluster that I built on the side, and then just so happened that it fell on top, and I went, ooh, I kind of like that. So that one on there. This one's not done. I'm going to add some more color to it and some, it needs a hole and a reinforcer and that kind of thing. Here's another one. This was just a tag. And then this was a manila tag that I used Distress ink behind and then built on top of that. So different ways. It's another partially collaged background. This was another collage background. And this one was a larger solid piece with ephemera pieces on top. So I'm going to make a couple of similar to these. I need to build up my stash here and get this filled up. So I'm going to start with just some backgrounds and do some backgrounds. So I'm going to grab some colors and then we'll get going. Okay, so I pulled out some Distress Oxides. I think I'm going to work with yellows today. Scattered straw, fossilized amber, squeezed lemonade, mustard seed. I have greens, shabby shutters, crushed olive, bundled sage, mowed lawn, rustic wilderness. We'll see. I just pulled these out to start. Pinks, sponge sugar, kitsch flamingo, saltwater taffy, picked raspberry. I also have my Distress Oxide ink foams. I talked about this in my video, my room tour video. I have them all organized. It's one for each because I don't like to mix them. I know you can, but just for me, I don't like to. So I have those set up in there. So I'll pull a couple out. I'm going to start with pink. I think we'll just start with pink. Sorry, I bumped you. Hopefully it doesn't make you dizzy. Okay, I'm going to start with pink. Oh, and then I have my ring of... I am so drawing blanks on names today. The stencils, the layering stencils. These are all the Tim Holtz stencils. I don't have very many other ones. I just like how these are easily to organize. I also have some small ones. Some of the small ones. So I think I'm going to be using these just inks so I don't get overwhelmed with options, because then I think about it too much instead of just doing. So we're going to get started. I'm going to start with a tag that has not been painted and see where it goes. I think I'm going to probably start with Kitsch Flamingo. I need my little grippy thing, grippy pad. Let me move these over. And I'm just, see, I get here and I go, what am I going to do? I'm just going to go. So start off and bring it around. I'm going to probably do a couple different shades of pink here. And also use some water and like that. So I'm going to go with that one. I think I might add some picked raspberry. Yes, that is a little bit darker. I'm going to give it a good... I'm making this up as I go, so you do you, as Tim Holtz likes to say. So I think I'm going to do that. And I'm going to use one of the stencils to add another layer. Do like this one. I even take some off first. Zoom in a little bit. Okay. I'm going to use something with a bigger pattern. How about circles? Or because I'm going to actually take some of the ink off with water and a cloth. Okay, so I'm going to use this. I'm going to spray that on top. See if I can remove some of the ink. Oh, a little bit. Wipe that off. I do have my heat tool here, so I will mute it so it's not too loud for you when I dry. Okay, so you can see some of the dots came off of there. All right, now I think I'm going to go with a brown. Oh, I did bring out brown as well. Sorry, afterwards. Vintage photo. And then I'm going to use a different stencil. Maybe I'll use this one now to add some brown. Okay, there we go. I think I need a little bit more over here. I just kind of dig it in there. Some people like to use the brushes. I do have one, but I haven't used it yet. But this is the Tim Holtz Distress, the blending brush, which I'll probably use it. I'll use it the next time. And then I also have some of these makeup brushes, and these work too. It's really just preference. I bought a couple from, where did these come from? Daiso, I believe. And they're makeup brushes. They're really soft. I have them color marked so I don't mix too many colors, and I only use them for my oxides, not for my distress inks. And then you can wash them out just like you would makeup brushes. Just trying to figure out, find something that I like. Okay, so I think I'm going to leave this like this for now. I'm going to just set it to the side and then work on another background. And one more little blast of air so that the brown will set. And we'll just work on something different. Work on pink again on here. And I'm going to do it differently this time. Close this one up and move it over. I usually wait and wash all of these at the end. A lot of times I'll spray over them anyway so they get rinsed. Unless I'm using texture paste, then you want to put them in water, because once it dries on there, it dries. So does paint. As you can see, this one's got a little bit of crust on here because I used paint and didn't clean it off. And even trying to wash it with soap, I'm sure if I took a scrubby to it, it would come off, but it is what it is. I have pink on my mat still, so I'm gonna try, oops, yuck. I'm gonna do some this way. Some pink and pink. And my water. I'm gonna mix this a little bit so it's not too separated. And then I'm just gonna tap and tap and tap and put it where you want it. Tap. I did use a little bit of mixed media ink on here, so there are some glossy spots, but it will dry just the same. Uh-oh. They all came undone. Let me just move them over. See, I feel like I'm already running out of space. Okay, and while I have ink there, I'll just grab a journaling card as well and use it up. And my dogs are in the room, so if you hear them, that's what. All right, dry. I do dry the back to flatten it back out, but you don't always have to. It depends on your paper. If it's thicker paper or watercolor paper, it will flatten back out. If you're using really thin paper, too much water will start to deteriorate it, so you have to be aware of that. Okay, so I have those. Now I'm gonna go with, let's go with green. Let's add some green to one of these. bundled sage. I'm gonna go with the big one, I think. Okay. That's a little dull. Let's go with another green as well. Mowed lawn. Ooh, that's a lot brighter. This is maybe going for a spring look. Let's see. I might have to take some of this off. It's a little too much for me. Unless, I'll wipe that. I have baby wipes here too as well. I can go with maybe some antique linen. No, scattered straw. And I'm going to do a smash and spritz again. Water and dip. Ooh, that one was a lot. That's okay. You can take it off if it's too much. But I do kind of like the yellow. It looks like spring. Like springtime. There we go. I'm going to add yellow to this one too. It will pick up, loosen up the pink if you have too much. There we go. And another dry. Okay. This one, it's a little hot to touch. This one I think is done for now. Go with a green. This one, I'm not sure. I might do some mark making. I think I might use this on the side. I'm going to get a dark color. I'm going to get gathered twigs. Actually going to try this and see how it goes. So fine detail, he says you slide it in, or if you have big, you slide it out. So I guess you just kind of hold it in the middle. Let's see. And I'm going to go here. Maybe closer, tighter. Let's see. Oh, there we go. See that? I like it. Mixes it up a little bit. I think I'm going to add some to this side too. Maybe just the bottom, short amount. Here we go. Yep. I like it. Okay. So this will now be brown. Close it up. Yeah. Close it up. Oop. And put the lid on and then close it back together. Okay. I like that one. That's fun. I'm going to put some stitching on here too, because I do notice that when I collage and then add more heat, it's almost as though the glue might be melting a little, but sometimes it peels up. So I will add some color to that. All right, there's another. Let's go with some more green. some green, and some mowed lawn. And how about some fossilized amber? Oh, make sure it doesn't touch. Water. I'm going to mix these a little bit. And with a different finger with the yellow. Make sludge maybe. We'll see. Tap. Ooh. Tap. Get some yellow. Tap. Some more green. Some more green. That's not bad. Let's see if I can use it again. Let's use this one. I'll add more to that. And some yellow on the top. Some green at the bottom. Just use up the ink. I even add a little bit more water to this. Spread out a little. And let it run. There we go. Okay, here we go. This one does have a fold in it. It could eventually be a flip over tag, but we'll see how that turns out. Yep, looks good. And this one, you can hear it crackling. Shh, shh. All right, so I have these so far. It all looks different. The colors, dip, rub, and ink. All right. I will get a couple more, and then maybe we'll move on from that and do something else. So, be right back. Okay, I'm gonna go with fossilized amber this time. Get some yellow. Oops, I do need a blending pad. Okay. I'm going to go with that and then use a different color inside. Let's try this one. Picked raspberry. Oh, my dogs keep coming in. And I'm going to do the water splatter technique this time. One of the things I did forget is something for my fingers so that I don't get inky fingers, but I'm generally okay with that. Okay, so water flick is going to be water in here, almost like a puddle, and then dropping it on, and then dabbing it off, and it'll take off some of the color without a stencil. See how it pulled some off. Give it a blast. So I could leave it like this, or I can add more to it. I think I want to add more. I think I want orange to it. How about some dried marmalade? Maybe I need a bold orange. Let's try spiced marmalade. Not dried marmalade. Dried marigold is what I'm initially thinking of. Okay, spiced marmalade. Let's do a little bit of a ink. There is some yellow still from my blending. And I'm going to tap it. Yes. Tap it. Tap it. And tap it. Just add a little bit of orange. my baby white. I keep dropping stuff. I hope that's not super loud. And then another air. Okay, that's another one. I'm going to do probably 2 more. Maybe, I think I want, let's try blue this time. I pulled out inks, but then I changed my mind, of course. Let's go with some, how about some peacock feathers? Aged mahogany. Look, I have swatches too. Let's see. You could also use these if you're not sure. So I'll go with the blue peacock feathers. Do you like that? And let's pull a red of some kind. Fired brick. Yes. Yes. I'm going to go a little bold on this one. And let's see how it goes, right? It's just paper. That's what I tell myself. It's just paper. Give it a go. Give it a try. And one of the good things with Distress inks is that you can wet it to calm it down, thin it out, and try something else. So this one back. Fire brick. Okay. Oh, I came out of one of those. Okay. All right. Goodness. Just keep dropping things. And I started in the middle because my thought is like a spot of color in the middle. Spin the paper. Don't crank your arm. Okay. I'm going to go with some water and remove the water. Okay, dry. I'm going to go back with this one. My gathered twigs. Hold it down at the bottom. I'm only going to put this in the teal area. I have something else idea for the red area. Yes. Then I have the circle one here, which I'm going to use in the red, but I think I want black. Let's go bold. And use black soot. And it's just going to go in here. There we go. That's kind of fun. Give it a dry. Okay. How's that one? Ooh, that one was a crease. I might have to add more glue to that. But I think I'm going to take a Sharpie permanent marker. I'm going to go over these circles again. Messily. Not perfect. Oops, just so it looks like doodles, mark making per se. And it gives it a little bit more interest. Here we go. I actually kind of even like that. Shred it a little bit. Add a little bit of glue. But a little bit ripped. There we go. Okay, that's another one. I don't like that. So you just gotta mix it up and play, right? Don't overthink it, which is what I started with when I first said, oh, I'm gonna film. And then I said, oh, what am I gonna do? So overthinking it. All right, I had one more. And let's go with a different color. Another different color. Let's see how this works. All right, I haven't done this before, so let's see. I'm just gonna go direct to paper with antique linen and see how that goes. I add some water too because it's kind of blotchy. All right, that's not bad. A little spritz, maybe a little buffing. Maybe. Well, it kind of wipes it off. Actually blends it a lot better. So that's another way to blend it, I guess. But I want it bolder, so I'm going to do that again. So, whoops! Goodness sake! I have the dropsies today. Here we go. That's kind of cool. Okay. And there's another, and that's just with the ink, direct to paper with some water on collage. Okay, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. All right, not bad. So just a little bit of ink and a little bit of background, and just play with colors. I'm going to keep working and I'll show you what I have at the end. All right, well, here we go. This is the end result. All of the backgrounds that I made, Distress Ink Oxide. Get out your inks, give it a go. Thanks for watching, everyone. Bye.